Now there's an odd couple for you. All we need now is the opposite, which would probably be a business CEO and an opera singer from Broadway. Rocky Mountain versus Wind River in the 2A state championship game. First quarter, Rocky Mountain wearing the white. Kirby Winland gets inside for the first score of the game. He was one rebound short of a double-double, but he has his team on the board first, up 2-0. Sometimes the plays were just too easy. Winland had all sorts of room on this play. The defense gave him an inch and he took the entire paint. The Grizzlies would go ahead 4-0. Wind River found their lanes to the hoop as well. Bryce Hankins found one in between four defenders, and that would get rid of the zero. His squad is still down 5-2. The Cougars could show some hustle, and it would pay off. Great save by Corey Kress, and then Caleb Seabearing has NBA dreams. Welcome to the big time. He has his boys right back in this one, trailing 7-5. The last time that the boys in black were in the championship game was 40 years ago, so no one on today's squad knows what it's like. Kress is going to have a few memories to share when he gets older. Everything is now tied up at 7 points apiece. Wind River also had agility in this game. Seabearing is about to give a great demonstration and won. 19 points for the junior, including a perfect 9 for 9 from the charity stripe. This three-point play would even things up again at 10. As for last year's state runner-ups, they would stick to their plan in spite of what was going on. Cole Simmons with a pretty decent move himself. Like Winland, he had a great game. His squad is back on top 12-10. The opposition had their own plan as well and found their own ways to get to the hoop. Jayen Trumbull is just a freshman. Keep your eye on him down the road. The Cougars were only down 13-12 after the first 8 minutes. Second quarter, Rocky Mountain would continue to attack the hoop in their own way. Tanner Coleman makes a contribution to the cause and help his boys maintain a small lead. It's 15-12. Defense time. Eventually, the boys in black started to figure out their opponent. Trumbull is going to rumble with this rejection. He's a 6'3 freshman, which means he has more room to grow and more shots to block in the future. But there was no way they could stop Winland. He found ways to score and put in 20 of them. This would help move the Grizzlies ahead by a score of 17-12. The boys in black kept hanging around, and like a team, they had each other's back. No good on the three, but Hankins is going to collect the miss and manage to salvage 2 points instead. 15 points for the junior, and we are all evened up again at 17 points apiece. For a while, Hankins was taking charge. The defense put several guys on Seabearing, but only one on him. Better odds, and he was winning the bet. The lead has changed hands. Now it's 21-18. They got other players in on the scoring as well. That was important, and I'll explain later. Deshae Roanhorse is going to take care of things himself on this play to give Wind River a 23-21 advantage going into the locker room. Third quarter, the score would stay close for a bit longer. Seabearing scores on the run. He did his share, and he has his team ahead 25-21. A trend was starting to develop for Rocky Mountain. See if you can tell in the next few highlights. Winland with a great hook shot. That would get the deficit back down to 2. The scoreboard reads 25-23. The Grizzlies were taking chances, and sometimes that is what you got to do. Simmons manages to score in traffic. 17 points were his numbers. His squad is still down 27-25 at this point. They would find themselves down 7, but their leaders stepped up. More for Winland. He was 7 of 13 shooting. This bucket would make the score 32-27 with his boys on the wrong end of things. The Cougars were able to counter. Hankins is open off the double team, and the defense got to him too late. He would help build a 7-point advantage. We have a 34-27 game. There's still some time left in the quarter, but Rocky Mountain could not afford to be trailing by much more. Simmons is going to put on a move, puts up a shot, and gets it to go in ahead of the buzzer. They would trail 34-30 going into the final 8 minutes, but here was the problem. Simmons and Winland combined amounted for all but 10 of the Grizzlies' points in this game. They were not getting enough help from the rest of the team. Fourth quarter, this is where the missing help made a huge difference because Wind River would get their act in gear. Kress buries a 3. That was the beginning of the end. Now it's 40-32. Kress was starting to develop a hot hand, and his buddies knew it. Just get him the ball, and he will take you downtown. The junior managed to put together a 10-point output, and the 6 we just showed you were huge. The Cougars still lead 45-37. They were pouncing on whatever opportunities they could find. Roanhorse found one and took advantage of it. Now it's 47-39, and they were keeping their composure. They were on the doorstep of history, and this was not the time to botch it. Wind River would own the fourth quarter, and they wanted it. more than the opposition did, Roan Horse will apply some of the finishing touches to open up a 15-point cushion, and he knew the inevitable was now just a simple matter of time. Like I said earlier, the last time this team was in the championship game was 40 years ago. The difference between then and now, this time they got the job done. It's the Cougars' first basketball title in school history, and it was time to party once they got back to Pavilion. Final score 59-47 as Wind River would finish the season with a record of 22-7.